Is there someone that you see that could take those two out?
I just...
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with an update of the Persian Wolf Hadi Choopan. So the reigning Arnold Classic champion and the former Mr. Olympia. And undoubtedly the biggest threat to Derek Lansford at this upcoming Mr. Olympia. And there is absolutely no exaggeration in saying that. So hyping up Hadi Choopan, although he doesn't need that. But the way he performed at this year's Arnold, I think hyping him up is pretty fair. I mean, his track record speaks for itself. Even when we were leading into this year's Arnold Classic, a lot of the predictions and a lot of people had Samson Dauda winning that show all the way till this year's Arnold. A lot of negative things were said about Hadi Choopan, that his waist is getting bigger, it's getting wider. He hasn't been able to duplicate that Vancouver Pro 2019-like conditioning, and Samson's size and aesthetics, they're gonna take care of everything. And although some of those things were true, Hadi's waist at the Olympia last year wasn't as streamlined as it was in the past. But the way he showed up for this year's Arnold, that was probably the best package of his entire bodybuilding career. He had flawless stomach control, that next level condition, not to mention his presentation was absolute perfection. So it was pretty clear right there and then that this man isn't messing around, and he is gonna do everything in his power to try and win his title back this year. So I think we were all blown away by the picture of him that came out a week ago. He was 18 weeks out in that picture, but it seemed like his condition was like 6 weeks out. That is how crazy good this guy is. The quads are showcasing an impressive detail, especially for this far out of the show. And Hadi is already training like an absolute beast. I mean, the guy always trains like an animal in the gym. So kind of wishful thinking here, and I'm sure all the fans would want to see that. Hadi Choopan in one of the Battle of the Olympia videos. The intensity of the workout is gonna be absolutely nuts. So next up we have an update from Michal Krizo. So his rival Behrouz Tabani was putting out a lot of content, all those updates. So Michal Krizo also fired back with, I have to say, an incredible update. Keep in mind, this is Krizo's probably weakest shot, because we have heard this over and over again, that the judges want him to bring bare back, they want him to bring a wider back, especially if he wants to move up the placings at the Olympia level from 7 onwards. But I have to say his condition at 3 days out right now, that looks really nasty. Now, while his back double bicep might be his weakest shot, the front double biceps, as well as the most muscular shot, that is arguably one of the best in the men's open right now. Now, I still believe that Krizo is definitely gonna outmuscle everyone on that stage at Emperor Classic Spain. And he is probably gonna be wider than everyone. So, if his condition is as good as either Behrouz Tabani or William Bonac, there is no reason to doubt that he is gonna win this show. It's his show to lose. So with Behrouz already confirmed for Italy Pro, and Bonac already confirmed for Portugal, while Nathan De Asha is doing multiple shows this year, Krizo has made no official confirmation. What is his plan if he doesn't win this weekend? I guess he really isn't thinking about that, but you have to have a contingency plan. So just imagine Krizo doing Italy Pro as well, regardless of the results of Spain Pro. We're gonna have Nathan De Asha, Behrouz Tabani, and Michal Krizo on the same stage. And that is going to be really interesting. So a big thanks to David Hoffman for recording this. We have a 3 days out physique update of one of the biggest names who is going to make his comeback to Emperor Classic Spain this year, William Bonac. So Bonac has an incredible resume. He is a 2 times Arnold Classic champion, and he has placed in the top 5 for 5 consecutive years, from 2016 to 2021. But the thing is, we just cannot ignore his last 2 shows, the Olympia 2022 and the Arnold 2023, specifically the Arnold 2023, in which he looked a lot better than the Olympia 2022. And still, that was like his worst placing at the Arnold. He got beat by Akeem Williams and Sean Carrera at that show. So William Bonac has taken an year off, and he has hinted that this might be his last year as a competitive bodybuilder. And I truly believe that a bodybuilder with such great accomplishments, he should be able to retire on the Olympia stage. He should be able to say goodbye to the sport at the biggest stage in the world. So very little can be judged from this video, but William Bonac cannot afford to come in more blocky, especially standing next to guys like Behrouz Tabani, who is so symmetrical, plus a guy like Michal Krizo, who is so wide. So for William Bonac to win this show, he needs to come in all round and 3D and bubbly, which is his trademark. He had some of the most incredible round and full muscle bellies a few years ago, but can him and his new coach Stefan duplicate that package? at this point in his career. So guess whose name Sergio Oliva Jr. spoke when he was asked if there is anyone who can challenge Hadi Choopan and Derek Hadi at this upcoming Mr. Olympia for the title or in the near future. That name was Andrew Jacked.
I would say Andrew more than all of them because
He says the same. I'd say the same thing.
but he's another one too where once you see him in person,
So how many of you guys agree with that? That Andrew Jacked is in fact the most dangerous bodybuilder, especially if he's able to make all those improvements. And I have to say people are kinda sleeping on him because he wasn't as lean as some of the other guys at the Pittsburgh Pro guest posing. But he did put on a lot of size. He was arguably one of the biggest guys on that stage. And that is exactly what was needed from Andrew Jacked to move up the ranks. Maybe there is a strategy and a clear thinking behind his decision of not doing Dubai Pro this year. Because that show is happening in July, and he is going for Texas Pro, which is happening in August. I guess he is looking to make the maximum amount of improvements during this offseason, which by the way was the first real offseason for him since he turned pro. So we all know Andrew Jacked needs more hamstrings. He needs more thickness in his side shorts. He needs more thickness in his back as well. So how much improvements are we gonna see on Andrew Jacked at Texas Pro this year? Well, he has been working pretty damn hard throughout this year, and he is now locked in for this contest prep. So last year at the Olympia, he wasn't as good as he was at Texas Pro, but still he was able to place top 5. So where did you guys see him placing this year? Can he crack top 3? Can he beat the likes of Samson Dauda and Nick Walker? Next up is the update of Tonio Burton. Third time in his career he is going to be stepping on the Olympia stage. In fact, fourth time. He did one Olympia in the 212 class as well, and then he switched over just after 1 year. So we keep talking about who is going to place top 6 or top 8, when in fact even qualifying for the biggest bodybuilding show for several years in a row. That itself means you are already one of the very best in the world. So I believe Tonio just needs to keep doing what he has been doing so far. Keep on packing more muscle while keeping his waist and his aesthetic lines in check. So that loss at the New York Pro to both Nick and Martin, that must have hurt. But let's not forget that Tonio presented a far better physique this year compared to previous ones. So Tonio has great quads, some of the best sweep in the men's open, but still he does need more size in his chest. He needs a bit more size up top to be more balanced. Because fact of the matter is he lost, because he lacked the muscle in comparison to guys like Nick and Martin. So getting bigger from one contest to the next, that is obviously going to be his goal. But getting his chest up must be his main priority. We just cannot count him out, because genetics like those, and an athlete is able to create such an insane illusion on the stage, having an insane V-taper, plus that insane level conditioning, not to mention his absolutely super back. These kind of genetics do not come very often. So Tonio was 8th last year, and if he can repeat that same placing this year, that would be such a huge accomplishment. Because Nick Walker as well as Martin Fitzwater, plus Big Ramy, these guys surely are taking 3 slots ahead of him, especially judging by what we saw at the New York Pro this year. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.